every press conference and like the big games that were announced during it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess we could just talk about, what did you say, talk about the ones that we saw?
Yeah. Well, I have this playlist set up right now. This has all the trailers that caught my attention, and
cool.
all the major ones that I can recall. All the major ones from the Sony conference that you and I would give a shit about.
Cool.
There were some there. It's like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Like,
Some of the bad ones might be good though, just so we
That's
can go.
the thing, but they weren't the.
None of the bad ones were that bad.
Here's the thing. Sony's conference was stellar.
Yeah.
It was. They knocked it out of the park. They just showed trailers and let you see the trailers, and then every 20 minutes they'd say something, and then more trailers. It wasn't like, oh, let's now take 15 minutes to talk about this game.
Let's now take 15 minutes to try to desperately create a meme.
So I put together this playlist over the past couple of days. The first half.
Should we explain to the folks at home what we're doing?
Yeah, we're gonna watch trailers from the E3 conferences over the past 3 days, which, like I said, have caught my attention. Which either I was immediately interested in, or that I thought you would be interested in. That we would be interested in. Some of these I've seen. The second half of this playlist is all the stuff from Sony.
Yeah.
So I've seen all of those, except for the Resident Evil 7 one, because I was taking a piss at the time, because I didn't realize what it was. The first half, I think I've seen a couple, but I haven't seen the majority of them.
Cool.
So
and I missed, like I said, I missed all. This is playing catch up because I caught the highlights like after the fact of the Sony conference.
Yeah, so I'll do a bit of editing and post to make this a little more seamless. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch a trailer. We'll comment on it as it flows. As it ends, I'll pause it, and if we have anything more we want to say, we'll say whatever we want to say about it.
Our thoughts.
And then we'll roll into the next one.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
I have a feeling the Sony one will be what we quick story of how I'm a fucking idiot. So last night I'm like, the Sony conference, how am I gonna watch the Sony conference? I watched the other ones on Twitch, but I don't see the Sony channel on Twitch. I saw the PlayStation channel, and then it had 130,000 concurrent viewers. It didn't occur to me that's where Sony's gonna have their thing. I'm like, but that's the PlayStation. And I went, Sony PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dumb.
I just watched
I'm so
Giant
dumb.
Bomb watch it.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
That's what I should have done.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's start this bitch.
Woo! This is a game called Far, which is a son of a bitch to look up because there's so many games with Far in the title.
Or just, I imagine, so much shit that just says Far.
Yeah.
Is this a little puzzle platformer? A little limbo action?
I don't know. I was interested in it because they said you ride along an empty ocean.
Well, you're also not alone.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of like how the animation looks like, 12 frames a second or less on purpose.
Yeah.
Cool, if that's what they're doing.
The Mad Max really made me fall in love with the idea of the ocean being gone.
Yeah.
And all that geography just being present for the first time.
Oh, a totally different world.
Yeah.
How deep some of that shit is.
Oh, yeah.
The new lore of the deep fucking, canyons that you would never even go to.
Wow.
Is this a journey? I wonder if I can see this game having like roguelite elements, like getting as far as you can.
And your journey being what's the word? Procedurally generated each time.
But it would be cool if it was like a limbo-ish kind of just make your way through maybe 4 or 5 hour fun time.
Yeah.
So moody.
That didn't tell us very much, but I'm pretty interested in it.
It just told, it looks cool. Just sort of.
Wales Game Service. Mixed-Vision, fargame.com.
It's kind of like, they...
I'll pause this as soon as it lets me. There we go.
Oh, wait a bit. So the moody indie atmospheric platformer had like a real big, surge for a while.
Yeah.
And I feel like it sort of died off. I wonder if it's going to come back a little bit.
It could. That'd be nice.
Yeah, there was another one. It was I can't remember who published. I think it was an Ubisoft
You had
thing they
Braid,
showed.
you had Limbo.
Yeah.
I know Ubisoft did something.
Or who is it? It's something. It's called Faye. It's oh wait,
Oh,
is it this?
that's the next
Oh
trailer.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hey.
So, yeah. Let's,
Segue without even trying.
Yeah, let's be quiet while I wait for this commercial to skip. Oh man, but this dude's riding ostriches. Alright, skip. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so Faye.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously this isn't like your side-scrolling kind of platform, but
No,
it still
it's
has that
yeah.
sort of, you know, I don't know, kind of reminds me of the classic mascot platformer, like your Banjo-Kazooies and whatnot, but
A
it
bit,
also
yeah.
a bit like kind of Limbo-ish.
Well, I think Limbo is remembered more for its art style than anything. And so when you see something like this, where it is very much writing on its art style right now, you can't help but be reminded of Limbo.
Yeah.
Like that, whether or not this game would be fun to mechanically play, I can't say right now. But just looking at it, it looks stellar.
Yeah, visually, I love those things. Those things are cool. I love the low poly look. Like, just go for it. You know, instead of when people try to try to texture a low poly model to look real.
Just make everything a gigantic polygon.
Make it look like a stop motion.
Like polygons that are so big and made up of so many polygons themselves that they look good.
Yeah, everything just consistent. Like just big chunks of clay, you know, carved out. It's a cool look. But yeah, I don't know if this looks fun.
Yeah. Whether or not it looks fun, but the world looks like rock candy.
Yeah,
I love that.
Like if I could just fly around that or run around as this little fox thing, that'd be
You
neat.
boys want some rock candy?
I made a brilliant tweet about Fee, whatever it's called. I said Fee, more like P.
Woo.
I tried to make as many of those as possible.
Yeah. Oh man, now we get this dubstep stuff for other games and sexy vampire lady maybe? I don't know.
Angry Kratos.
I love that this is the opposite of Faye. And I don't know how it's pronounced because it said Faye and Fee during the conference.
Yeah,
like, what the hell?
They don't even know. They don't know.
I made a joke about how they couldn't say human words because I think he also called the guy Aaron. Yeah, he said like, here comes Aaron. Okay, next one. Prey.
Morning,
do you remember Prey?
Today is
No.
Monday, March 15th,
Prey was a...
T32.
Pause this
You have a
play so I can
9
safely
a.m.
remove the
appointment
overlay.
with Alex in
Oh,
his
yeah,
office.
It's
There is
fine,
no
yeah.
duration set for
Because we
this
have the
meeting.
audio delay.
Yeah, okay.
There is a
Prey
3
was a
p.m.
first-person
meeting
shooter
in
from the
Transtar
mid-aughts,
Conference Room A.
where you played as a Native American who gets abducted by aliens, and then you die, but you get taken to some spirit world where you're able to resurrect yourself. And basically you use Indian
morning,
magic,
Morgan.
essentially, to kill aliens. That's pretty cool.
So it's like Turok,
Kind of, yeah.
and Soul Reaver,
Yeah, but with
and
aliens.
Aliens.
And this
Good
game
morning, Morgan.
is named
Today is
Prey,
Monday, March
just
15th,
Prey. I have no fucking idea why. Watching this trailer, there seems to be like a Groundhog Day thing going on.
Yeah.
Because this guy keeps waking up and saying good morning, Alex, and it's the same day. Or Morgan, whatever his name
Was
is.
his eye getting redder?
I think so.
Sleeping on that poopy pillow?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're these cool looking monsters, but I'm just confused because I don't know what the relation is to Prey, the original.
See, and sometimes trailers piss me off, right? Because this doesn't need the fucking action-packed dubstep scene to get us interested.
No, it doesn't.
What it needs to do is explain what the fucking game is about.
Yeah.
I hate the whole, like, but you don't know what it's about, so that's what makes it intriguing thing. And it's like, bullshit. All you're doing by making it vague is making it easy to change up in the future.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the Bioshock Infinite effect.
Yeah.
I remember that first trailer from 2010.
Yeah.
And then the final game coming out. And, ooh, this is none of that.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that game's about. I mean, look neat.
Could be neat. I just want to know what the fuck its relation is to Prey the original.
Bethesda. Yeah.
This is something called Giant Cop.
I caught the very end of this.
I haven't seen any of it. I saw a game called Giant Cop and I'm like, yes, this is what I need.
Giant stature, of course. Your beat will be Micro City. Ah, the city. Whoa.
So, I feel. Did you ever play Black and White?
Yeah.
Another bank heist.
To me, what I got from this was
Clearly,
Black
this
and
is
White
no amateur
VR,
Yeah.
first person.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Looks okay.
That's one hell of
It's
a
not setting my
high-tech
world on
car.
fire, but it's.
But at least it's not a trailer that was created specifically to like look
It's one
spectacular.
heck of a
to
game.
fool
Oh
you.
yeah.
That's why we need your help.
Although
You're in charge
I'm not
now.
gonna have any kind of VR
Giant
platform
cop.
ever, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
But I do hope they polish this up a little bit before releasing it.
Was that it?
I guess that's it.
That was a lame trailer.
Yeah, it was.
That's not the one I. The one I saw was a lot more gameplay. That was okay. I have a problem with some of these trailers. Like this was one of many where they created a trailer and didn't know what the fuck the purpose of a trailer. Like,
Oh, yeah,
what do you-
yeah.
Like, how do you think that crappy like animation, like third-year animation student little looking thing, like is gonna make you want to play this
Uh-huh.
game? It, like to me, it didn't look bad. I'm not busting on
But-
third-year students, but I mean,
I can't say it looks good either.
Yeah, and
It's just that
yeah.
trailer is a failure as a trailer.
yeah, like what? The other one I saw showed the giant cop like throwing people.
And that's
and-
like, what is your game?
Yeah.
The trailer should be a visual representation of your elevator pitch.
it was
Like, don't
yeah.
pitch to me, okay, a guy in a helicopter says to you, you're big and you're in Micro City. Okay.
Uh-huh.
What do I do? Show me the stuff I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah, so that was a bad one.
So yeah.
That was not
All right. Up next is
dumb.
Sea of Thieves.
More like P of Steve's.
Ooh, Steve Peas. I haven't seen this one either.
This actually,
Muscular Lady Pirate.
this is actually looking pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Here,
This one seems very quiet.
this is. No, it's just some lady singing. Yeah, this is
I apologize. Yeah, we can hear ourselves now because it turned the volume, but it's fine. I apologize for how quiet this one is. Not everyone knows to balance their audio to be around -8 dB. So some trailers are just super quiet
so
because people fuck up.
Rare making pirate game. You remember hearing about that? Like,
Oh yeah, they're gonna make a pirate game, but it became Banjo-Kazooie.
yeah,
I think that's what it was.
I think this
It's
is
gonna
their
be a pirate
yeah,
RPG.
yeah. And I think this is somehow related to that
yeah.
idea that they kept hanging on to.
Yeah, like they've just had the idea. Are those ugly
Yeah.
ugly mermaids?
Yeah. This is a cool.
You never see ugly mermaids unless they're like super monstrous, but they're never like fat
Yeah.
people mermaids.
I really am excited to see
Jack Skellington's.
some rare, awesome, cartoony fucking pirate adventure. Like, I think I watched a little bit of gameplay for this, and it was just like it was kind of cringy, as most things are at E3.
Yeah.
It was like real players, real in-game
Yeah.
footage, and then just. God, the real players they had were just these doofuses that were playing it mouth agape, like childish smile, just
Ooh.
going like, "Woo!"
Gonna have to skip the rest of this.
Just screaming, just hi! Oh no!
There was one woman during the Bethesda conference.
Just
just
see
going, "Woo!"
their little face cams there.
Yeah?
You know, that's
Oh,
what, yeah.
oh.
Just their little
Okay.
face cams of them
Little
being
fa-
like, oh,
Oh,
there's water!
yeah, and that
We're sinking!
Oh yeah,
no.
like it's the pre-scripted banter Jim Sterling likes to rail
Yeah.
against. It's like they painstakingly script out the banter so that it will sound realistic, but then it just sounds totally cringy.
I honestly feel like they hired some fairly unknown YouTubers that use face cams and be
Yeah.
like, you guys know what that thing you do? Just keep doing it. And,
All right, do you know what's up next? Kanye West's game.
yeah, he actually was a thing. Kanye West. Only one game.
It's about his mom going to heaven. I
Oh
shouldn't laugh
my.
about that. But there's just something so self-serving about that idea. Not even like metaphorically. This is about my mom riding a Pegasus up to heaven.
He just throws up as wings are popping out of her skin.
No, now she has to fight Cloud.
Oh. I'd get behind that.
Yeah.
It's just a 2-second battle.
Sephiroth.
Cloud just
On the
slashes
slashes.
it right in half. Is that it?
That's it.
Thank you, Kanye West.
For being such a maven. Now,
18.
remember, I was like, what happened to Fractured Butthole?
Yeah.
Well, something.
Why
Cool.
did we choose this life?
God, I still gotta finish the first
Why
one.
did we
It's good.
become superheroes?
You know-
Story's not great, but the gameplay is fun.
You know, if you like that gameplay, you should download Attack the Light. It's
Yeah?
a Steven Universe game. Exact same type of RPG.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really fun.
Okay.
It's just,
Yeah.
Mario Party or
Uh-huh.
Paper Mario.
Super Craig
Or
movie.
this.
Then Super
Yeah.
Craig and Coon will join forces in the Human Kite movie just as we start ramping up Kenny's Netflix series. How come I have to have the Netflix series?
I checked out South Park well before they got into the superhero stuff in the show.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of it's about.
Nah, I don't. I have no clue. So is this going to be an RPG like the first one, or is it going to be different?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be an RPG again, but
And I think we should start with the Tupperware movie. Right, start with a black superhero.
you know what's odd to me is that they didn't use the Stick of Truth as a platform to deliver episodic content, because it would have served that purpose better than any other game.
But that's
Like,
just,
it could have
yeah.
effectively been like they do with South Park, where it's like, we make an episode in a week, so we can just make a storyline
Yeah.
for people, like, you know, a 1 hour storyline you play through for $1.
I imagine Trey Parker and Matt Stone were presented with that because it would have been such the moneymaker, and they were like, that sounds
Well,
fucking stupid.
It could have been easily abused, obviously, as just a money-making scheme, but I mean, on
They could have
like,
done it right.
yeah, they could have. If you did something like that right, it would be like our idea for a fully episodic RPG where you play through in chunks.
Yeah. Who I know that Obsidian develops this, right?
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
They publish it.
I
Or
think
is
so.
it-
Yeah.
I don't know enough
And
about the evil game corporations. to
Ubisoft
know.
is terrible about
Yeah.
DLC though.
So they would have milked it.
Yeah. It's basically how you tell a joke in Dark Souls.
But you leave me no choice.
Yeah. Any gameplay?
hear someone use a microaggression?
Yeah, except I feel like I saw this already, like last year or something, or
They
earlier.
did show some
yeah.
stuff, either last E3 or the E3 before, where it was just I have no idea what that tally thing is.
Like I would love. I mean, I just would love to. I guess if it is exactly the same as the first one, then no point in showing it. But I would. I'd like to know.
I would like to know, and if it well, even if it is exactly the same, I would still like to know that it's the same. It's like, okay, I know to expect the gameplay that I at least enjoyed.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it's different, then I especially want to know. It's like,
Yeah.
well, what are you doing differently? If it's God, if it was more of a real-time RPG, which would
makes
lend
sense.
itself to
Yeah.
this idea that they're superheroes and whatnot, then that would be great. Or is it something completely different even? I don't know. I'd like to see.
Yeah, I'd like to see why superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is it? Why didn't they stick with the other
Yeah.
theme? If and how it's going to differ.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's going to be good. It's got to be good.
It should. Even if the story falters like the one did in Stick of Truth, then it should at least be fun to play.
It's just this delivery system for South Park jokes and a fun, RPG. If you like that Paper Mario kind of play, which I do.
I fucking love
it.
Paper Mario. I want more Paper Mario style games. But unfortunately, Nintendo isn't giving us those. So, do you remember on the Friendcast they were arguing about that Muso game and whether or not it'd be Berserk or a Lubu?
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It turns out it was a Berserk game.
And this is the anime, right? That I know nothing about.
The anime / manga, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just extremely violent. That's all you need to know.
I know there's a
So-
guy with a large sword.
the biggest sword in the world. It's called the I guess before we start this, I'll just give you a quick rundown. It's called the Dragon Slayer. Because it's like a human can't kill a dragon, so how do you make a weapon to kill a dragon? You have to make a weapon a man can't wield.
Oh.
But Guts is strong enough to wield it. Because when he was a kid, a group of mercenaries that he was stuck with gave him a man-sized sword to train with.
Oh.
And so he was just always used to using two big swords, and so he became this huge muscle fucker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Muscle fucker.
All right, use that Berserk Muso. Let's see how this goes.
Just imagine this guy opening up, prying the shells open of a muscle, and open up, damn it! Couldn't get inside that shell.
I
of
haven't seen
yours.
this trailer either, but I think it's based around. Yeah, that's Lady Butt.
Yeah, I was like, these are either dunes or
it's,
butts.
It's based around the end of season 1 of the anime. There's only one season, but it's a very pivotal moment.
There's only one season.
Yeah, of the anime. It's a long-running manga though. But
So would it be worth it to like watch the?
yeah, it is good. I have it on a DVD. But
That looks like Dark Soulsy.
There's a lot of Dark Souls in. I mean, there's a lot of Berserk in Dark Souls because oh wow, that didn't really show us anything. Because the guy who directs Dark Souls is a huge Berserk fan.
Oh, okay.
That brand specifically is in God, what is it? Bloodborne. Your character has a brand,
Yeah.
which is almost exactly like that. It just has a couple more lines, or a couple lines fewer.
Oh, okay.
And in Dark Souls 2, I think it was Dark Souls 2, there are a bunch of weapons called Ultra Great Swords, which is what Guts, the protagonist of Berserk, his weapon is classified as an Ultra Great Sword. One of them looks exactly like his weapon.
So that trailer was basically here's a taste of some tentacle hentai
There's
and the title Berserk.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that that's enough to get the fan base of Berserk to go woo woo.
exactly because if you have watched or read Berserk, then you know that moment.
Oh, it's an actual moment. Okay.
Yeah, it's a moment in the story, and so you know that character, you know what's going on, and you know, oh, okay, there's gonna be a whole game around this. So
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Next is Dual Universe, which caught my attention for some reason.
Nothing about this.
Let's see.
In game from a pre-alpha build. I notice games doing that more often.
And they're always lying, because
Yeah.
from what little I know, this isn't what alpha means even, let alone pre-alpha. Like, pre-alpha is a bunch of question marks representing a character, where you're like, okay, is the game dying when we boot it up? How fast do they move?
See, then I wonder how much of this, like the new.
Oh yeah, I think this was Space Minecraft, effectively.
So you know how games give you that doctored vertical slice,
Yeah,
doctored
yeah.
trailer.
Uh-huh.
Now imagine if it was doctored the other way. Like, you know how that hand just popped in?
Uh-huh.
Because it's pre-alpha. Like,
Yeah.
what if that kind of stuff was done on purpose to like get you to
Oh,
to
yeah.
pardon how shitty it looks?
Oh yeah.
And it's not pre-alpha at all.
Let's enshitten parts of it
Uh-huh.
to make it look like it's rougher, even though we're 90% of the way there,
Uh-huh.
so that people give us a pass. And then we just release it, and people are like, well, here's how it looked in pre-alpha. Oh,
I'm just gonna assume that's exactly what this game did.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah, okay.
good thing it said Dual Universe at the beginning, because I have no idea what that would say otherwise. Oh, and Trials of the Blood Dragon.
So now this is Trials mixed with
Blood Dragon.
Blood Dragon?
Yeah. So, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I know what the colors, I know how visually it might look, but I don't know what the gameplay's
Dr.
gonna be.
Darling are back, this time with their
Oh.
two Cyber Commando kids, Roxanne and Slater. Play as the Radley.
I love this.
Yeah.
Why don't commercials just do this anymore?
I don't know.
Like, cause kids would still fucking love that if they saw that, cause that's what the kid's gonna be doing. Instead of like 3D models of the toy and
Yeah.
animating what, you know, your imagination
Yeah.
might tell you, just show the fucking kids busting
Yeah.
up your wall. It worked then, it'll work now.
Show.
Wow.
Space is the place, and the action is in your face.
Did you ever play Trials?
No, I've seen a lot of it, but I never actually played it.
There's,
Into the
I just don't care. Like, I couldn't. It looks fine.
Yeah.
If you like this type of gameplay, I mean, I bet it's fun. I honestly couldn't.
of the Blood
You can't get me to care.
Oh, yeah.
about it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay. I only was interested in this because of the Blood Dragon thing.
But just the idea of, I don't know, doing this motorcycle or vehicle thing, like, I
A
don't
small
care.
course, like it seems effectively like it's Excite Bike, but not quite. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Like,
I just want Excite Bike.
makes me think it's gonna be like Guap, you know?
Yeah.
Quap,
Yeah.
That's how it makes me, like, it looks like it's gonna feel, mixed with Excite Bike, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that.
This one's a bit longer.
What was it again? I totally missed it.
You'll see.
That dull hammer doesn't scare me.
I had no idea either because they just opened the conference with this incredible symphony.
If you got time to play, you got time to kill.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Your mother's knife. It belongs to you now.
Oh.
What for?
Because
test.
mom's not there, I assume.
Taught you to hunt, yes?
Yes, sir.
Then show me what you know.
Oh, is this the like techno dino
No.
fighting game? Oh. Huh.
Feed us.
No, it's new God of War.
What are we hunting?
You are hunting deer.
Which way?
Your hunt. Tell me.
Skips off into the woods.
Fucking scampers off in the woods.
Dad.
Oh, Dad.
But Dad.
I don't want to kill you. Come on, you're Zeus's grandson. Do it.
Is this the Kratos?
Yeah, this is Kratos. Now he has a beard.
Is he gonna kill more of his family?
I don't know.
Oh shit, I did it again. Is this
Yeah.
pre-killing his family or?
No, this is post everything in the original God of War games. We don't know how long or what's transpired in the meantime.
Oof, fuck.
That deer sees Kratos like, oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, looks at the kid. Oh, I could probably take what the fuck? Oh shit.
Sees the guy who killed Zeus.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's just, I'm not used to hunting.
Dad, why are you white?
I've been here.
Like white. I mean, I know we're white, but why are you like pale, almost ashy white?
Ash, like you're covered in ash. Like a whole family's worth of
What
ash.
are you doing? Now his guard is up. Only fire. Fire. When I tell you to
Oh, pouty face.
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to kill it, Dad. Dad. Maybe your hunting techniques aren't what I want to do. Maybe I don't fit the role that you have planned for me in this world.
Maybe I should go to the art institutes and study fashion marketing. Specifically fashion marketing. I on our Twitter, I sent a message which was just
you are not ready.
God of War / Tomb Raider portmanteau. Because I couldn't think of one, but that's basically what the bow is making me think of,
Yeah.
along with the third person movement. Obviously, it's always been in third person, but now it's over the shoulder.
Oh, it's a much different.
Yeah.
Like this is The
Which
Witcher.
actually has me pretty exactly. It's like The Witcher
Yeah.
now, which actually has me pretty excited.
I could do a God of War that was more like this as opposed to the
The more character action, well, not character action.
Beat 'em up.
Beat 'em up,
Brawler.
American brawler
Yeah.
style. Yeah.
Keep moving.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I always like that in a game when
Go back.
your character can just summon the weapon back.
Yeah, it's an old trope in
I need a chance.
Dungeons and Dragons where a weapon is called a returning blank.
Oh.
You throw it and then it either like bamps back into your hand
Yeah.
or it flies through the air back toward you.
You do always come back.
Yeah,
Hey,
basically.
Speaking of that last Airbender reference, have you watched any of the new Voltron?
No,
Well, it looks just like Avatar: The Last Airbender, so
that works for me.
that's all you need to know. I need to rewatch the first episode because I was kind of not watching it
Yeah.
and watching it, but it looks great.
Yeah, let's check it out then. I love that it's now in Norse mythology because Norse mythology is a lot fucking cooler than Greek.
Yeah.
Like the Greek gods are just rapists and drunks.
Yeah.
And the Norse gods are also drunks.
But
They're
in a-
also fucking
yeah.
awesome.
They're
like-
hedonistic Greek in Greek. You know,
They're
very,
so hedonistic.
yeah.
Whereas there's so much drama in the surprising amount of drama in the Norse mythology. Like there's betrayal, like Loki. Everything he does is because he feels a sense of betrayal from the other gods. Odin basically goes crazy, maiming himself, trying to find an answer to stop Ragnarok. There's just stories that are like within the universe take place over tens of thousands of years because some characters just are that far thinking.
Spartan rage.
Yeah.
All these Norse things are like, what the fuck? Can't
Who are
handle
these-
the Spartan
Who are
rage.
these glistening naked men shouting at me? Like there's a. I'll try to tell as fast as I can. There's a story where Thor and Loki go to meet the king of the giants, and they go to a secret kingdom, and the king of the giants wants to give him a test, Thor, and he's like, drink from this cup, and if you can drink the whole thing in one gulp, we'll be impressed. And so Thor starts drinking, he's drinking. Finally, he has to stop to breathe, and like they all laugh at him because he can't do it. Like, okay, most of us can do it in 2. The best of us can do it, well, most of us can do it in 2. So keep drinking. He keeps trying, he can't do it. He says, well, even our children can do it in 3. And so Thor takes a third swig at it, literal swig. He can't do it. They all laugh and like, oh, okay, we'll give you a real cup.
Oh.
They give him a regular sized cup. The night keeps going on. They want to see a feat of strength. And so Thor's like, okay, fine, I'm the strongest motherfucker in the world. Give me something to lift. And this giant cat comes bounding out. And Thor's just kind of like, ugh. But, he doesn't want to, he's pissed, but he doesn't want to be more embarrassed. And so he kind of tries to get into this cat. But like, imagine if Negredo were gigantic and he's just kind of like lazy, just lying there and squirming. And it's also really heavy and he can't quite do it. But he manages to lift it just enough that the cat lifts one paw off the ground. And then he has to drop it because it's too heavy. And then the cat bounds off, and the giants laugh at him because, haha, you can't even lift the cat that we have.
Yeah.
And then Thor is just pissed. And the king's like, how about a wrestling competition? And Thor is all about wrestling. And so he gets ready. I'm assuming he greases himself up.
Yeah.
And then
lots of grapeseed oil.
Yeah. And then the grandmother of the king of the giants comes out. And Thor is pissed because it's this old woman, but he still wrestles with her, and she's kicking his ass. He's getting his shit stomped by this old woman, but he manages to get the upper hand on her. He almost gets her into a submission, but then she turns it around and pins him, and then the King of Giants like, all right, enough of our entertainments, mocking Thor, and Thor is just pissed, and Loki's laughing at him, and they feast, and the next day, Thor and Loki start leaving the kingdom, and the King of the Giants says like, I'll escort you out of our kingdom. And as they're walking along, the King of the Giants starts telling him, everything you experienced last night was an illusion. The cup you're drinking from, that was the ocean. As you walk home, if you look at the sea, you'll notice that the sea level has visibly dropped. That cat you were trying to lift was the world serpent Jormungandr. You managed to lift the world serpent off the ground a little bit. And that old woman you're wrestling, that was death.
Oh.
You almost beat death. We're afraid of you, Thor. So once you're gone, I'm just gonna get my kingdom out of this world. We're not gonna fuck with you, Thor.
Oh, wow.
And then they just disappear. And Thor is just the biggest dick in the universe after that.
He's like, yeah. I gotta go shit out all these whales.
Pretty much.
Just slip right out. All lubed up with ambergrease.
Yeah.
Just flying out of his butt.
They killed the deer god.
Oh. See, this game looks neat. It's
It does.
kind of like The Last of Us. You got a little buddy following you around.
And unfortunately, I was talking over it, but Kratos seems tempered now.
Yeah.
Like he's not just a ball of what's the word I'm looking for? Unsympathetic rage.
Yeah.
Like, if this is a Kratos who actually is wary and, wears the burden of his sins with him, I'm all for that.
Oh, yeah, that's better.
And exploring a Norse world with fucking dragons and trolls and whatnot. Yeah.
So it's like Skyrim, Last of Us, God of War,
Tomb Raider,
yeah.
Witcher. Yeah.
Just slam together.
Way to get me involved. Way to get me interested in a series.
Yep.
I was just totally meh about.
When I heard God of War Norse, I was like, well, that's cool that they're going different. It's weird that it's still Kratos, but I ultimately don't care.
Yeah.
After seeing that, I do.
Yeah.
I think that looks really cool. I'm intrigued to see who's getting that experience, because it seemed like Kratos was teaching
him.
Yeah.
But Kratos was getting it.
Yeah. So it's like, who's. Yeah, just a little confused.
Like, does that kid follow you the whole time? Does he gain new abilities which help you out? Because he did tell him, kill the troll. I'll bring it down. You kill it.
Yeah.
So maybe he does have that ability of you. And something else I noticed, that was being played live on stage while they were doing it. as much as it can be played live.
Someone
I don't
needs
know,
to
but,
work on their parries.
Well, there's that,
Shit.
but also there were no visible QTEs. There were no giant button prompts.
Yeah.
Like, okay, hammer triangle, which was cool in the first game, but it's really become played out by now. So if they can do a more free-formed QTE system, where maybe it's like, you know what your attack buttons are, like once you're in the situation, just press them and see what happens.
I'm also really interested in the idea of playing Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Uh-huh.
you know, like, if Kratos can just wrestle something down and be like, all right, now I want you to come over. No, grab the knife. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad. Just
get over here and
which he did that a lot in that. It's like, I'm not mad at you.
just fucking kid.
Yeah,
God,
just-
kid. Now
It's
get over
like-
here and kill it.
Like, Kratos just has to, like, breathe for a moment and just be like, namaste.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Don't kill this child. Don't kill this one. Don't kill this one. Don't kill it.
Here we have another trailer for The Last Guardian, finally.
Is this coming out this year?
Just watch. Japan Studio. We ran out of names in Japan.
Haha.
Teriyaki soy sauce.
I want that studio. Where's that one?
Teriyaki soy sauce
Yeah.
studio.
Backed. Pre-ordered, season pass, every game, no questions asked. If a Japanese studio came out,
Called Haha Teriyaki soy sauce.
yeah, I would just be the most devoted fanboy.
If we
I don't even care.
If we ever do try to make that RPG idea,
Uh-huh.
we should just call our studio Haha Teriyaki soy sauce
Yeah.
and not explain it to anyone. Except whoever's watched this.
Except Jeremy can finally make the connection in the wiki.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Haha Teriyaki soy
He's
sauce
in that
studios.
room. He's in the room with all the newspaper clippings on the wall with yarn, different
Yeah.
colored yarn pinned to everything. Finally gets it. I get it now. My life's work.
So looking at this game, I just have to ask, what the fuck has taken so long?
This looks like not as good as everyone says it is. Looking like, I get that there's a lot of shit like draw distance and a lot of different things moving, like a lot of stuff going
Yeah.
on, but it, you know, and atmospherically it looks really nice, but altogether I'm like not really blown away visually.
And I know they have a pedigree in the only two games they've released, Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. It could be a good game.
Oh yeah,
It could be a fantastic game. Probably will be. I just want to know what took
yeah, exactly.
so long.
Like not knocking
make that.
Yeah, just why? Like what? Like is that how it's gonna look in October? Is that? That's
yeah,
how,
that's it. That's how it's gonna look.
That's how it's looked every time we've seen bits of it.
Yeah. Granted, most of what we've seen in the past have been in magazines and whatnot, but I don't know.
I guess I just will probably watch a Let's Play of that unless we do one ourselves, because I
I don't have enough interest in it to
Yeah.
pick it up. And looking at Sony's conference, there's a lot of shit I do have an interest in picking up. So some of them will have to fall by the wayside.
I might even just absorb that game through hearing podcasts talk about it and go,
Yeah, it might end up being one of those. Now what do we have next? Oh, geez.
Detroit Become Human.
Mr. David Cage. His new game, yeah.
Oh,
Quantic Dream, there it is.
no. I mean, I am so excited. Can we do an LP of this, please?
We'll
Like,
rent it from a Redbox,
yeah,
but yes.
and then just smash through it because
Yeah.
we got to do
Yeah.
a fucking Kage game.
So, okay,
God, but it looks good.
that's the thing, right? His games always look amazing. Here's what I love about David Cage is his absolute lack of subtlety. He's like a brick with a klaxon on it.
Yeah.
Notice the purple triangle, I mean the blue triangle on his shirt.
Uh huh.
Like the I think it was
My name is Connor.
a lot of people in, you know, Nazi Germany wore various colored triangles because hey, they're another class and whatnot. No, hey, we have to drive home the point that the cyborgs or androids are second-class citizens, so they wear blue triangles. I'm
yeah.
guessing, unless it's part of his like police uniform.
He's also got a band.
Yeah.
Similar.
And
similar to like
And
kinda,
everything about these guys are blue, except, oh no, when they go rogue and their shit flashes red.
No way out, Daniel.
Yeah.
If they can develop technology to detect when these things go rogue, why don't they have tech which just shuts them down?
You know what?
Especially if they're gonna go to these lengths of killing a family.
These
You were
questions
designed to serve humans,
are
not kill
just.
them. What was I
This is
designed
what's gonna make a playthrough this game great.
Yeah.
Is because this shit's gonna happen left and right.
Yeah.
Every other 2nd
Uh-huh.
We're just gonna be like, what the fuck is this game doing?
Yeah.
And it's gonna look beautiful, and it's just gonna be such a fucking. It's gonna be. I can't wait to see the huge apartments. I can't
Oh, yeah,
wait to
we already
see
passed
the,
through one.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the crazy fucking weird
Like,
sex
this balcony
scenes.
is part of the apartment.
I know, it's just ridiculous. You know, at least in the future, I guess maybe they'll get away with it.
Uh-huh.
But fuck some of those apartments in the
This
last
could have been
games.
different, though.
I thought that was an ID, like a wallet-sized
Yeah.
ID, but they're huge in the future. Just like the apartments.
Yeah, everything's
Did you
huge.
taste the blood?
Yeah, because it's deviant blood.
So deviant.
So what killed that investigation for me right there is it told you how many clues out of how many clues you found.
Oh god.
I would rather have no idea how many clues there are, and so it's like, have I done enough? Is there more here?
Is it the binary just truth and lie? Just say the truth
Well,
or say a lie?
right there, but
Not alive.
your decisions, you know, it's saying you live by your decisions. This is what's giving me hope for it, is if David Cage can actually have meaningful decisions in his game,
Yeah.
which have permanent outcomes in the story in a way that aren't just stupid and aren't immediately overridden,
Yeah.
that would be great, right? Like, what they're gonna show us here is all the different outcomes for this one scene, right? Girl dies, he dies, android dies, you toss the android off.
Everyone dies. Where's
Yeah.
that one?
That one might be in there, actually. Yeah.
You just clothesline both of them because fuck it.
You know, this one where he trusts him and gives up the girl, and then gets destroyed by a 50 caliber sniper rifle. By the worst sniper in the world, by the way.
Yeah.
He's one building over, and he can't even get like a clean shot on this fucker.
In the future, where
Yeah.
it's probably even easier to be a sniper.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
I can't. I just. There's David Cage games. They're so dumb.
See, that huge web of outcomes right there. If he can execute on that,
Uh huh.
This
the game would at least be interesting. I imagine the writing and characters will still be insipid,
Yeah, yeah.
but that would be great. It probably won't be great. I have no faith in David Cage, other than to make a very pretty game.
I just yeah.
But we'll see.
And weird sex scenes.
And weird robot sex scenes
And weird. Just, yeah.
with like rapidly thrusting pneumatic domes. And development for PS4.
Yeah, that'll be a thing.
Yeah. What is next? Oh, this is real brief. The Crash Bandicoot and Skylanders. So what happened last night is they got done with one of the trailers, and then it cuts back to the stage, and then Crash's music starts up,
Oh.
and I just stopped what I was doing. I went, Sony, please,
Yeah.
don't play with me, Sony. And he came out and he said, just straight out, hey guys, we're remastering Crash 1, 2, and
Oh.
Warped for the PS4, and then mentioned this. He didn't lead with this. He led
yeah.
with the remaster because he knows that's what people give a shit about. That's why I was so excited.
And they didn't like. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
This is.
They
I
knew
wish
how
I was.
important it was, so it got its own bit.
I wish I was watching for that
Yeah.
because I just really wish I could have had that same excitement of
Uh-huh.
hearing the music and then straight up we're remastering. it.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I wish I did care about Skylanders, but whatever. I'll buy the Crash figure.
Yeah.
I'll buy that
Just-
figure to have on my shelf.
Yeah, it's a bummer that I'll never play Skylanders.
Oh, well, people play. Oh yeah, then Kojima's new game.
Let's suppose
Yeah, this
that
shit.
you're writing a
Yeah,
really
after we get through
important
better
email
with
to a colleague.
Grammarly.
I use Grammarly, the board game place that I worked at.
Uh huh.
That thing it taught me some grammar, I suppose, but fuck, it also pissed me off so much. Fucking Grammarly.
Alright. Fucking Kojima. Why don't you just direct a movie already, Kojima?
So, this looks so fucking weird.
It reminds me of Dio.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it just. All the dead sea life and the black
and that
everywhere, and
Yeah.
There's just something so foul and destitute about the whole thing.
Yeah, it's real gross.
Yeah.
It's real, like, just gross. There's, I don't know, why is that baby got something connected to it?
And why is it running? Why is the thing in it connected to Norman Reedus? Like an umbilical cord running into a man? That's weird.
And then there's just handprints everywhere. And, you know, just trying to picture this idea maybe being born in the world of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture, like, what kind of weird-ass shit, but it's just... You can't, because then Kojima comes in and he's gonna make it even weirder.
And I love the idea that Kojima and Norman Reedus are just bros now.
Yeah.
Like, Silent Hills fell through and they went, well, fuck that. And he has this big scar, like
Big C-section scar.
effectively, yeah. Like,
why all the hands? Like, I
yeah, that's what I noticed at first when it was panning over him. It's like, why is he covered in handprints just everywhere?
And then are those USB drives?
Yeah.
He just likes to have a lot of music on him at all time.
I really want to see what he does now that Metal Gear is done for him. Because he was gonna do Silent Hills, so he obviously wants to do something fucking creepy. And this is creepy as shit.
Those figures just hanging out, the fish just dead. Everything looks really oily and cold and dead. But they're all connected to tubes.
Yeah,
And,
you're right. I didn't notice that, but that does also remind me of Gyo. Just how everything is connected to things, to technology that shouldn't exist.
And then there's Kojima's the new mascot for their the new
Ludens.
studio.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, is that dude gonna be in the game? What is that thing anyway? Like,
Uh-huh.
Fuck. This I don't.
Like that's a stronger stinger than the end of PT revealing that it's Silent Hills.
So earlier with the one game, the giant cop or whatever.
Yeah.
We talked about how that didn't show you anything. And it just sucked.
Yeah.
This game didn't really show you any gameplay either, but it showed you.
We also talked about that with South Park.
But how this game, this trailer, you know, like what is it about Death Stranding besides just looking really fucking intriguing and totally different? Like somehow that works.
Well, see, certain games are sold on different aspects. We've actually talked about this a few times during these trailers, which makes sense because watching trailers. Some games are sold by their gameplay. Mm-hmm. Some games are sold by their tone. Yeah. Some games are... Well, all games are a mixture of both, right?
Yeah.
Overwatch succeeds because of its tone and its gameplay both being highly polished. Limbo plays well enough, but the gameplay is so simple that you can't really sell people on that. You sell them on the atmosphere.
Yeah.
This game, we have no idea what it's going to be, but with that trailer at least, they're able to sell an atmosphere of pure dread and decay and what it would feel like to wake up to the end of the goddamn world. Whereas Giant Cop didn't show any tone, not even like a humorous tone, just like har 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 indie VR, and certainly no gameplay. So it didn't give us any aspect of that.
I'm trying to think of like pedigree and how far that goes, but if I didn't even know. I have no attachment to Norman Reedus. Like I simply
don't like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I just simply don't care. I mean, he seems like a genuine fellow.
Yeah.
As far as actors go, but I can't say that I'm like a fan. And so if I hadn't, even if I recognized his face and I had no idea who Kojima was, and I knew none of the legacy of this.
Yeah, if you had no connection to any of this and you saw that, you go, "What is this?"
Yeah, and
I at least want to know more.
And that confusion, the same confusion that, not the same confusion. The confusion that Giant Cop gives you is like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Exactly,
I don't care. This is like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but somehow I feel like I'm part of that. And this trailer wanted that. And I'm in it now. Like now I'm confused and I'm roped in. And yeah, like...
you're made to feel like that character waking up.
Exactly.
And going, what is going on around me?
Yeah.
What is all of this? I'm looking forward to learning more about it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to see what kind of game it ends up being, how you play it, how it plays, all of that. But just on that, I at least want to... And Kojima is known for making weird, but intriguing stories.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to see what he does with that
Yeah, definitely.
on that front.
Peggy
And
18.
one more. The Resident Evil 7 trailer, simply because I missed it last night.
See, and I have. Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's good.
I have only.
And they didn't open with that though, or I would have known it right away. They just kind of opened with like this or something.
See, I haven't watched this, but I watched a playthrough of the playable teaser trailer thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna download that tonight.
She's back.
I was seeing my Twitter feed as this was going on, and people were like, "Is this Outlast 2? What is this?" So that's interesting that it's so different from previous Resident Evils that it could be mistaken for an entirely different game.
I want to save,
which is great.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have some thoughts on it after watching a single playthrough of it. I kind of want to save them for when we play.
Okay.
But yeah, look how this doesn't.
This doesn't look like Resident Evil. Is the thing. This is too realistic for Resident Evil.
It doesn't look like a Resident Evil, but at the same time, there's like a vibe to it.
Of decrepitude and coming into something after the fact. In media res is a recurring element in Resident Evil. You come to the mansion after everything's died.
Yeah.
You arrive in Raccoon City after the city has died, etc., etc. And this place is totally fucked.
Yeah, Jim Sterling said he likes that they're bringing the resident back to Resident Evil. The
That's
idea
a
of
good
being
point,
trapped in this giant house again. And I'm really looking forward to that. And none of these folks look like, they're not, Raccoon City Police Department. This probably isn't even Raccoon City. These aren't cops. Star probably isn't
that newspaper said ghost spotted in Bayou, so it's probably in Louisiana or thereabouts.
I didn't even notice the song playing.
It was very quiet until now. And this trailer and the playable demo, it could be like PT, right? Where it's like, this isn't even going to be part of the final release. This is more just like a tonal slice. Like, this is what we're aiming for with the entire product. The final game could be much more grand in scale, and being Resident Evil, I fully expect it to. But if this is the tone of it, then wonderful. If it's this, hyper real, hyper decrepit, and they're ripping off PT a lot here.
Definitely.
I'm gonna say it.
Oh yeah.
But I'm fine with that because Silent Hills isn't going to exist.
Well, and for a while, everyone ripped off Resident Evil, so it's like, hey, come full circle, I really dig the this isn't RE7 as in it takes place right after RE6 and it's just RE6 with more guns.
Also, it's coming out January 24th. Oh my god.
It's just I'm really stoked to play the demo because it looks cool. Like I'm really stoked that the way that feels to me reminds me of my first feeling of playing the first Resident Evil. Like it just seems that way to me more, even though it looks totally different. Like it's Resident Evil 2 was probably the one that I was played most and probably had played the most and most times. And so to me, it like I know that you're in a police station in that one mostly, and then in the city a bit, right?
Yeah, you're mostly in the police station underneath it and whatnot.
I just there's something about the house, like a mansion, like Spencer Mansion. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
There's something about that and the feeling of being in this place where it's like you're an unwelcome guest, and you don't know anything about this house. I like that feeling of being, you're trapped in this place. You don't know anything about this. You're not supposed to be here. Kind of get out, learn about it. And I don't know, I like that, and I'm stoked to see that come back.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I keep thinking about Outlast, and I'm hoping there are things about Outlast that always annoyed me.
I never played that.
Like what was it that always annoyed me? Just something about the whole aesthetic of it never 100% gelled. There's something that just feels forced and artificial, which is weird to say about a purely artificial product like a video game. But
I get what you mean.
I never I never quite. Who the hell are you, legendary kid?
Wants to be your friend.
Fuck off, legendary kid. But like something about Outlast, it just never solidified with me. It might be because they were trying to go for realism, but there was also kind of an exaggeration to it, to where it was just a little too much on the exaggeration side. Like these guys are a little too bulky, or they're a little too, I don't know, psychotic. But looking at that and the hyper realism they're going for, not even there's always been a sort of stylized aspect to Resident Evil. Just a little bit. Even when they got into later games and the characters were more realistic, there was always a little bit of stylization, which this completely lacks. And I'm hoping that it lacks any stylization. I want it to just look real. I
just
want
look
it to
like
be,
a place.
Yeah.
Because that's how I always, that's even like you said, the stylization of prior Resident Evil games, I still just felt like it was a place. And that's what creeped me out so much.
Yeah.
It's like I could stumble upon a place just like this. Obviously that was when I was a kid.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
That feeling. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was real fucking cool. There was one game, I don't remember, we don't have to watch it, but it was another zombie game that there was a trailer of, I think on Sunday, or no, must have been Monday. I don't remember. But what I was thinking about was how much it reminded me of seeing Resident Evil 4.
I think I know the one.
And I just I love Resident Evil's role in games. Like from the survival horror that the first few Resident Evils were, to the pioneering the over the shoulder third person shooter, and then that branching off into character action, and then you just see all these, I don't know, I love Resident Evil for that. I might not, I've never beaten a Resident Evil game, and I've never played most of them, but I just love the role that they have played in like shaping a lot of other games. And it's cool to see, like I said, it kind of come back full circle where Resident Evil's now going, hey, let's look at what everyone else is into.
Yeah, after floundering, because they tried doing that with 6, but they're like, okay, let's look at let's make it an action game.
That was, let's look at what's selling, like.
And unfortunately, what impresses me most is that Resident Evil 6, I think it's the second best-selling game in the series.
Dang.
It sold like 5 or 6 million copies. So it impresses me that despite that one being a success, they said, but it wasn't a critical success. People were very critical of it. Yeah. So let's dial it back and bring it back to its roots, but evolve it. Yeah. Let's like Resident Evil is a series which has kept evolving throughout the years. Sometimes it's evolved so violently that it's become different series. I don't know if Onimusha was a spin-off from it, but I know Devil May Cry was, and that spawned the whole character action genre. Like we said during the our Bayo playthrough, like if you were to build an evolutionary tree for video games, like you'd have fucking Resident Evil, and then eventually you'd hit like 3 or 4, and you just have this huge tree that branches off from that one point.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's
super cool, and I can't wait to play that demo and get spooked and get 3 knuckles deep in a festering spook hole.
We're gonna get so deep in that spook hole, but not too deep.
No, not too deep. Only 3 knuckles.
Yeah, but I mean, like
1, 2. I mean, granted.
That's especially if you got like a Napoleon finger. That's pretty. But yeah, I can't wait to get spooked. Ooh. So all of you who aren't looking forward to that, come back later and get spooked with us.
Woo! All right, soil.